Build these 5 characters in Marvel Strike Force. In this video, we are talking about the top 5 plug-and-play characters. They'll work on any team. And if you're ready to find out which are the best plug-and-play characters that you should be building in Marvel Strike Force, GoofyRhexxi, tell them what to do, my friend.
Hold on. Are you playing Marvel Future Revolution in the background of a Marvel Strike Force video?
Shh.
ValleyFlyin.
Oh, what is up, Valley Maniacs? Yes, I am back in studio, and yes, I was playing Future Rev in the background, but we are talking about Marvel Strike Force today. And if this is your first time here, guys, make sure you hit the subscribe button for more great Marvel Strike Force content. Today, I am joined by my brother GoofyRhexxi, and we were just over on your channel talking about your top 5 picks for the top 5 plug-and-play characters, and I didn't know what you picked, and you don't know what I picked. But there's some obvious, very, very obvious choices that are so obvious we don't even want them on our list, just because if we're picking 5, then there would be only one character that may or may not be different. So best characters in the game. Who are the 2 best plug-and-play characters in the game, in your opinion, Goofy, that we're not going to discuss on this list?
Silver Surfer, Kestrel.
Yes, so good. Yeah, if you guys have been watching any content for the past few months, you know how good these characters are. They'll work on any team. Kestrel, one of the best characters in the game. The other best character, arguably in the game, is Silver Surfer. They'll work on any team. What are some other characters? What are the 2 other characters that we did not include because they're so good and they will work on pretty much any team?
Doom and Ultron. There's some questions about Ultron still, but I still think great utility character, honestly, if you bring him in there. So
Ultron may not stack against some of the meta nowadays, but he's still better than most of the characters in the game and will work on pretty much every team in this game. Pretty much. Not everyone, but pretty much every team. So they're not on this list. So if you guys are wondering why neither of us talked about these characters on our list, it's because they're so good. So without further ado, I got another disclaimer. This is not limited by game modes. We didn't give each other a lot of parameters when deciding this list. We just said best plug-and-play characters, go. And the game modes that I wanted to focus on, primarily raids, arena and war. Those are the valuable game modes. The game modes that don't really make a difference are blitz and real-time arena. And let's just get into it. All right, this is my roster. The first character I want to talk about, and because you had this on your list as the overlap character, I want to discuss Emma Frost, one of the best characters in the game, and just like you, she was on my arena team before Infinity Watch. In that weird space between Black Order and Infinity Watch, she was on, I think, everybody that had her on their arena offense, arena defense, because she's so good. Why is she so good, Goofy? What did you like about her?
I mean, you're getting that she's slowing down an entire team, 10% speed bar reduction. I mean, that's a big, well, not speed bar reduction, but speed reduction.
That's not the speed bars, their speed stats. It just fixed their entire battle, not just that turn. So this is huge.
And even if she dies, it's still relevant, right? So it doesn't matter whether she dies or not, it's still there. She can clear negative effects off your team. So she can clear buffs. She's a cleanse. She gives you a cleanse. She can also clear positive effects, all positive effects off the enemy team as well. I mean, she can flip, or she can clear buffs, with her basic as well. I mean, she's just an amazing character. I don't see where Infinity Watch has kind of made arena a little boring now, but still, overall, raids, wars, she's still a viable option there.
Yeah, so I gotta do another disclaimer, because even though I think she's one of the best characters that you could plug and play in different teams, I'm not really using her. There's not really a place to use anybody except for Infinity Watch and a few other hybrid Infinity Watch characters in arena right now. The raids. I use her in the alpha raids where you have that lane where you could use your Axeman, and then you don't have Bishop because he's not a global character. I use her in that, but we're not running that lane right. We're not running that raid right now, so I don't really use her nowadays. And as far as Doom, I'm in the far left lane, so I don't really get to that mutant lane every day. So still a very good character, but it's very good as a 5th on the Axeman if you can't use Bishop because he doesn't have that global tag. So I really like her. I think she's a really good character. And what made it for me, you mentioned it, is this minus the speed. That and you mentioned, even when she died on my arena team, she still benefited my entire team because she reduced the speed of the entire team. All right,
exactly,
let's move on. And this one you had on your list as well. You thought it was a controversial one. I picked him as well, Red Guardian.
Wow.
Yes. Now, because we didn't really limit it to game modes, not valuable in arena, but in war, I'm really going hard on that skill military. I'm really a big fan of that Black Widow movie. And I actually got lucky with red stars on Red Guardian and Yelena. So I'm really pushing that team, and they were smashing teams in wars. But the reason I'm picking him on this list is not because of war, it's because of raids. And we talked about this. He's like the better version of Drax. There's only 2 characters that have that pre-match taunt. Drax is the first one. Red Guardian is the second one. And Red Guardian actually has some skills, not just that pre-match taunt, that'll benefit you. He has an ability block that he has, and and he has heals that he does. He has that other taunt on his special here. He just does a lot of good things, and I'm smashing the Doom raids with Red Guardian, Yelena, Black Widow. Those are awesome in his skill lanes. I don't know how the Secret Avengers are gonna do. I don't know how he compares to Sam because I haven't really built Sam yet. But Red Guardian, that pre-match taunt, that is so valuable in the raids. What are your thoughts on Red Guardian? Obviously, you like him because you picked him.
Yeah.
But are there differences in why we picked him? Or are there any other things about Red Guardian that you like that I didn't mention?
Nah, man, I'm just jealous of your 6 red stars, man. I mean, he's a tank. He's a tank, and I have mine at gear tier 12, and I'm using him in Doom raids. So that kind of gives you an idea of how good he actually is, right? Like he's solid. He's very, very, very solid. Survives. Does exactly. Sometimes he lands an ability block. I might G14 him just to be able to land that ability block a little bit more consistently against Doom. He's really, really, really solid. You're right. He's giving heals. He's giving you defense up. You know, there's a lot of stuff that he's really bringing to your team. I like Red Guardian a lot. I think he's a solid character.
Yeah, I very not my favorite character name, but very, very close right now. All right, let's move on. I think he's great, and yeah, he does a lot of good stuff. And one more thing, even when he was level 70 and lower tiers, because this took a while to build him up to this level, he still was very valuable in Doom raids, and that was the first strike version with the harder enemies and things like that. So Red Guardian, even at the lower level, still is very valuable in the Doom raids. Let's move on to a character that you didn't pick, though. I think he might have been on your honorable mentions, Doc Ock.
Ooh, okay.
Now, not an arena, and I have him in war on defense. So he is here for the raids, particularly the Doom raids. He has so much value. He has all these heals that he has with this. Also summoning Shocker, but all of these heals are so valuable. He flips the buffs on the enemy teams, and any thumbs that you're summoning. That Shocker is giving another opportunity to take a big move from the enemy and not use it on your characters. So Doc Ock, his healing is very valuable for me. He's one of the main healers in the tech lanes for me. Keeps some of my tech characters alive. Even I have another healer in the tech lanes, but he does some healing, keeps it alive when my backup healer doesn't work. So Doc Ock, he was on your honorable mentions, I believe, unless I'm remembering that wrong. Why? What do you like about Doc Ock? Why is he valuable for you?
So actually, he wasn't on my honorable mentions.
He was not. Okay, I know you mentioned his name. You mentioned his name, but all right. So it wasn't on your honorable mention. So what is there? Are there things you like about Doc Ock? Let me rephrase the question. That's not on your list.
He's amazing. Honestly, I think he's the best legendary in the game. I think
plug and play legendary, not under. Okay. I would agree with that. I would agree with that.
Well, I think because there's another legendary that's on my list. You guys can go see that on my channel.
But are good, but plug and play, fitting on many teams. Doc Ock might be the best one.
And also, I think a lot of players are like, well, here's Kestrel. Kestrel counters Doc Ock, and I'm like, well, yeah. It stops the summon, but it doesn't stop everything else that he does with this kid. I mean, the summon was just a nice to have. You're also getting the charges, which gives you the flex to the other characters. He's also, and of course, the flex. They also get speed up as well. Adjacent allies are also getting speed up because of that deflect. I mean, he's really, really good. He has a large health pool, so a level 5 healer, anything ISO on him. It's great. He's really good. And in Dark Dimension, was really kind of what allowed my team to survive a little bit in those legendary nodes, man. So Doc Ock, definitely for sure. He should have been on my list, man. He's so good. He's so good.
Maybe he should be on your honorable mentions. All right. But the other thing I didn't mention, these offense down. You can't offense down the entire team, which means that you're less likely to time out in the raid because of that reduced damage. So yeah, I use him every day. He's a very, very good character, particularly for the raids though, because that's where I'm plugging him playing. I don't think you could use a lot in arena. All right, next character though. This is also a tech character, and I said I have another healer. This is actually my main healer. And I'm bringing her in to the raids, in any raid that I can, Greek raids, Doom raids, because of her passive. I don't use this ultimate a lot, and there's not a lot of times that I die that I have to bring somebody back. Greek raids, it helps because you can't refresh them between the nodes. So this is ultimately valuable, but it's more about her passive. I'm getting the most benefit from her passive. Anytime an enemy dies, you're healing the most injured non-summon ally for 15% of this character's max health. So that's where I'm getting the most benefit from her, just because she's healing and it's coming every time an enemy dies. You're getting a lot of those kills in the raids. Other healers like Night Nurse and Shuri and other people that I bring in, I find that her heal, and maybe it's just the way I'm doing my turns and stuff, but I find that her heal is going off way more often than like a Shuri or a Night Nurse. You did have, I know you had her on as an honorable mention. So why was she an honorable mention for you? Where are you using her nowadays?
Yeah, so I'm using her in Doom right now as a character, and you know she's amazing. I really do like. So yeah, you are correct though. I'm not really using the ult a lot. It doesn't really do that much for the team anymore. It's more of a dark dimension thing. That's really kind of where you're getting the benefit. With the ultimate, but you're right. Every time a character dies, there's procs. I used to love using her in previous raids. I used to love using her with Hela because, of course, you know, every time Greg dies, there's also a speed up on her too. So that was definitely relevant. But now I'm using her in these Doom raids a lot right now in those beta raids, man, where you have those skill tech sections. She's like probably one of my more valuable characters there. I mean, of course, with Kestrel's killing often, you're getting a lot of heals there. She's really still a very relevant and solid top tier character in the game, in my opinion.
I would say top. I would get to say top tier raid character. I think she's one of the better raid characters. Yeah. Especially for the Greeks now that you can't revive because she has that resurrect mechanic. So a few different reasons I like Minerva, but I think she's a top plug and play character. If we got to get super specific, more for raids than any other game modes, but I think she's one of the better plug and play characters, specifically for raids. And last but not least, we've talked about war. We've talked about raids. Let's talk about arena. I had to pick somebody from the Infinity Watch. And if there's one character that is more plug and play than anybody else in the team, is Gamora, because even without the Infinity Watch, she can still go into that empowered state. And you can make the argument that empowered Gamora is one of the top characters in the game, definitely in the top 5. You can definitely argue that she's even higher than that. You might need some synergy with Nebula and some other characters, but in that state, I think she's very, very good. Let's take a look at her kit, what she does when she is empowered. This big damage, offense up for 2 turns, attacking primary target. Very similar to what she does, but still getting that speed bar kill. This is a big move, this brutal strikes, especially if you pair her with Nebula. Even without Nebula though, this big triple tap that she does. Bonus attacking 2 times with a big tap. That eliminates death proofs, that eliminates deflects, that eliminates some there's another debuff that I'm thinking of, but this eliminates a few debuffs off of them because of the triple tap and not just one big move like she has with her ultimate. How valuable is Gamora and empowered Gamora to you right now on your roster?
Yes, I mean, I am using her in Doom raids, and I'm using her with Moondragon in the skill section right now. So she does get empowered a little bit quicker. I find that outside of having another character to get her there quickly, the matchup, not that she dies, but it's more that other characters will die because she's not killing as much as I need her to, right? So there is a slight weakness in the fact that she does take a little while to get empowered, but she is one of the faster characters in the game, so she does take a lot of turns, so she is able to get there fairly quickly if there are no other characters around her. I do still think that you ideally want to use her with Nebula, because even before she does get empowered, she is still gaining those assists from Nebula. So that's definitely a big deal. Or you're still getting the assist mechanic with Nebula there. So I definitely think that's a big deal. But Gamora, it's as a plug and play character,
I can tell you're not feeling this one. The reason,
I'm not convinced about it. Yeah.
I get it. The reason, but you did have an honorable mention, so I don't know if you're not totally. I agree. She's a lot better as a duo with Nebula, and maybe that's influenced my choices. But what also influenced my choices is before I was running all this military skill in the skill section of Doom, Gamora was there with and without Moondragon, and she still smashed and kicked butt. So I think a lot of that rating is based on that. And then obviously we know what she could do with Nebula. We know what she does on the Infinity Watch, but I think a lot of my thing was what she did before Moondragon was there. Even with Moondragon in that skilled section, and Red Guardian was on that team, Kestrel was on that team as well, so they helped each other. But I still like Gamora. I think she's a great character, and I think you could plug her and play into many teams.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. You got 6 runs on her too, so she is doing a little bit more damage than mine is currently right now in those Doom raids. But still, either way, very, very, very good character.
I didn't pull those. This is if you're running Infinity Watch, that is a character that I recommend buying red stars for. The other two are Silver Surfer if you have the gold stars, and Kestrel if you have the gold stars. Yeah. But as far as honorable mentions, there was a few honorable mentions that I did want to talk about. Ebony Maw, very good character, plug and play. You could use him a lot of different teams. Defense up, offense down on the enemies, and he steals health. He steals turn meter. Very, very useful. Keeps your team alive is why you're bringing him. Warlock is pretty good for his safeguard mechanic. He also has an ability block. He also has a stun that stuns 2 characters. So just for that, I think that makes him a plug and play character. Obviously a lot better on that Infinity Watch team, but those 2 moves alone, I think make him very valuable. And then a couple characters that I think work very good in duos. Jubilee and Bishop, very, very good. Yeah. I think they work better in a duo than individually. Kind of like Nebula and Gamora, but these are good. And then obviously Dad Bros as a combo, they're very good as standalone characters. And you could plug and play them in pretty much any team as a combo. Same thing with Jubilee and Bishop, but not very good as standalone characters, which is why they came into honorable mentions. That is it. And maybe Captain Sam down the road. I haven't used him enough to include him on this list, but Captain Sam, kind of a temporary honorable mention, because I think down the road he will be a good plug and play character. Once we do some more testing with gold and red stars on him. But that is it, Goofy. What are your thoughts on the list, and why was my list better?
First of all, it wasn't, and I think that the verdict will be out. That you guys go. You guys make the decision. Which video was better? Damn it! You let us know.
Wait, which list was better? Which video was better?
I said what I said.
All right. You guys decide. You guys decide. I'm not going to decide. I'm totally biased. Goofy's totally biased. You guys decide which was the better list. Let me know in the comments. Let Goofy know in the comments of his video. And Goofy, before you go, let everybody know where they can find you, my friend.
Yes, sir. You can always find me a GoofyRhexxi, guys, everywhere: Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, OnlyFans. Obviously, of course. No, different name on OnlyFans.
You got to get the secret link for the OnlyFans.
different name, guys. Come on.
All right. Sorry. Not OnlyFans. But anywhere else.
Anywhere else, guys. But yeah, check me out, guys. I will appreciate it. Make sure you watch. Make sure, like I said, you watch the other video as well. Watch. There's a few videos that we did this past week.
We did the news video, and then we were supposed to do this video today, but we got some milestones. We had to discuss that. So we actually did the news video. We're actually recording this on Thursday, and we're releasing this on, I'm not sure when we're doing this, on Saturday or Sunday. But yeah, we're recording a bunch of videos this week, all the same time. So yeah, we're collabing a lot this week, Goofy. I guess that's to make up for not having you on the channel for like a couple months span after you had your baby and you were very busy. So we're making up for lost time, brother.
For sure.
All right, and as usual, favorite part. Give me that Hulk fist, but before you go, there it is. GoofyRhexxi and ValleyFlyin out. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Woo, yeah. And make sure you vote for my list.
We know the truth.
We do. That's why you should vote for my list.
No, mine.